In this episode of Watching the Watchers, a segment that we do to monitor police misconduct, we're talking about one of the most egregious cases I've seen in a very long time involving this guy, Arizona Department of Public Safety Officer Termaine Jackson. He was an officer for 13 years, and we just learned he was arrested for 61 counts of sex-related kidnapping and fraud charges. This is a statement from the Arizona Department of Public Safety. They list the charges: 2 counts sexual abuse, 2 counts attempted sexual abuse, 1 count attempted sexual assault, 4 counts sexual extortion, 4 counts unlawful sexual conduct, 8 counts unlawful imprisonment, 8 counts kidnapping, 4 counts harassment, 8 counts forgery, 5 counts fraudulent schemes, another 7 counts fraudulent schemes, 8 counts tampering with a public record. A lot of charges, 61 of those, and the 8 number, the 8 counts of kidnapping and all those other charges, that's because there are 8 victims who came forward. So 8 people that this officer was doing this stuff to. Another journalist, an author from the Arizona Republic, her name's Chelsea Curtis, dove through the records, went through the probable cause statement, and came up with a couple stories that she shares with us in her article from September 11th. She goes through and identifies a couple situations. One where a woman was stopped by Jackson. He told her that she was a beautiful woman with nice lips, asked her to spin around for him, grabbed her by the waist, made her touch his genitals on the top of his clothing. He later told the woman that he would either take her to jail or she could get a ride home and get coffee. She bought him coffee at a nearby fast food restaurant, asked multiple times to go home, gave her her phone number just so that she could get out of there to appease him, and then he later tried to follow her on Snapchat and all the other social media. Absolutely impossible position, threatening to take her into custody or requiring her to comply with his perverted requests is absolutely insane and disgusting. In another situation, told another woman after a traffic stop that she could perform oral sex on him and leave or go to jail. So the woman agreed, led Jackson to a nearby friend's home, and then once she was inside, she locked Officer Jackson outside so that she didn't have to comply. So another impossible situation, absolutely disgusting behavior. This officer, though, had a system for this stuff. So it's not like he got an urge one time. This was multiple women over a long course of time. Exactly how long, we don't know. But he had a system to conceal what he was doing. He would generate fake traffic warnings, put those into the DPS system, false information, times, locations, and listed violations in cases where none occurred. So that's where the fraud and the forgery charges come from, because he was manipulating these records in order to get away with that conduct. Absolutely inappropriate. It's not often that you see an Arizona police officer charged with 61 counts of sex-related kidnapping, fraud, and forgery charges. So this stuff has been going on for a while. The big problem here is that we're just finding out about it. Obviously, this was a long investigation. This stuff has been going on for a while. The DPS and the other agents investigating this guy knew that there was a problem for a while. Exactly how long, we don't know. We found out about this initially from a colleague of ours who had a case dismissed without explanation. So was representing somebody, was a defense lawyer representing an individual, went into court, they dismissed the case. Why? Don't worry about it, we're dismissing the case. It involved this guy who cited somebody for a DUI. We're a part of a listserv, meaning we share information with other defense attorneys, and he pinged us and said, hey, check your cases for this guy, I don't know why, but cases got dismissed. We started diving through our records. Just a couple days later, Arizona DPS has a press release, they hold a public statement, and we learn, yeah, it's the same guy. This is the type of stuff that he was doing. Here's the problem. How long has this been going on? When should we have known about it? How many other cases have we represented people on who were stopped or cited by this guy? How many different outcomes could we have gotten for people if we would have known about this? There's what's called exculpatory information. The Supreme Court of the United States said that when there is exculpatory information, meaning it's information that we should have as defense lawyers, which might tend to prove our client's innocence or might tend to impugn the integrity of the officer, like this, we should know about it because it can affect our case. We don't have access to that. We don't have access to this guy's personnel files. We don't know if there's an investigation going on. The prosecutors do. They've got a duty to tell us about it. It's only fair. When did that happen in this case? How long has this investigation been going on? When should they have disclosed it to us? And if they didn't disclose it to us, which they didn't, what is that? In my opinion, that's prosecutorial misconduct. Not appropriate at all. Absolutely absurd. So what we're doing now is we're going through our records and we're going to see what cases we have that we had this officer as an arrestee, as an arrestor, the person who was actually conducting the traffic stop. And we're going to see what happened, what prosecutors were assigned, and we're going to hold them accountable for this. This should have been disclosed to us immediately, but this is the problem. Prosecutors, they don't have to disclose this stuff to us. They'll say, well, the investigation's still pending. Well, this officer hasn't had his due process. Well, neither have we, neither have our clients. So they should disclose this stuff to us, and they're just not upholding their end of the law. They're not complying with the rules. So we're going to go through our records, and we're going to see what else is out there. We're going to keep you updated on that as well. In the meantime, if you know anybody who was stopped or cited or had any interaction with this guy at all, please make sure that you're reporting it. Arizona Department of Public Safety, they set up a specific website. I think it's AZDPS.gov/Jackson. Go there, make it known, report this misconduct. There were 8 women who came forward, but what about all the other women who didn't? What about the women who unfortunately may have complied with this guy, who may have not known what to do and complied with his disgusting requests? He was doing this for a very long time. He may have been successful in getting what he wanted at the peril of other people. So anybody who was involved, please, please, please come forward. This stuff needs to come out. If you're not comfortable sending it to the Department of Public Safety so that they can investigate it, contact our office. Happy to speak with you. It's absolutely no cost to you or anything, no obligation. We just want to know the extent of what happened with this individual, because if we don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. The prosecutors are certainly not going to tell us. DPS is not going to tell us. Who knows how long they were conducting this investigation for, and how many people are either hiding because they complied with this guy's requests, or how many people are in jail. How many people said, no, I'm not doing that, and he just took them right to jail. Either way, it's an impossible situation. Anybody who is impacted by this guy, please call our office. We're going to be happy to speak with you and help you through the situation. I'm sure it's a very difficult time, but we'll help you through it. So let us know. Contact our office. We're going to put the link to the Department of Public Safety on the video. If you don't feel comfortable talking to us about it, at least go tell the authorities. This type of stuff cannot go unnoticed. It needs to be called out. That's part of what we're doing in that mission. Please stay tuned, hit subscribe, follow us, like us, leave a comment. This is the type of stuff that we're going to cover, because light needs to be shown on some of this disgusting behavior that's going on in our law enforcement community. So look forward to having you join us on this journey. Stay safe out there. Thanks for watching.